designs. So what exactly do I do at Lookeesan? Apart from designing, I also conduct design workshops, specifically in design software like Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, and recently I conducted on Canva. Okay, so whenever I design something and whenever I teach my students about design, I always tell them to look out for these three things. So mainly on the image quality, the images that I use, the fonts, the typography, and as well as the colors. So these three aspects are actually very important when it comes to design because it just it impacts how people perceive that graphic. So typography, okay, let's say in typography there are four main types of fonts. So there is serif fonts, and there's sans serif, and script fonts, and novelty fonts. Okay, so each type of font, okay, actually has its own personality. So if let's say you are going to do like a graphic, an invitation card for a kid's birthday party, right? So you wouldn't use like a serif font, which is those very formal looking fonts like Times New Roman. Actually, a lot of times I realize that non-graphic designers, they actually are not aware of that, and then they end up using the wrong type of font. Another thing that I like to also highlight is the number of fonts that they use in one graphic alone. Okay, so especially when you know that you can download fonts for free and there's so many fonts out there, sometimes you tend to want to use all the fonts in one graphic, but that's just gonna make the graphic look really messy. So maybe you can just stick to maybe up to 3 fonts. So colors, did you know, it actually makes up 80% of your brand recognition. Okay, so colors, so people identify with colors really fast, right? Like for example, if I were to ask you yellow and blue, like what company comes to mind? Similarly to fonts, so colors also have their own psychology behind it. Okay, so like red, it signifies prosperity, it signifies passion, and whereas blue signifies calmness, serenity. Yeah. So when you want to think of your own branding, all these companies, when they think of their own branding, they have to consider the psychology behind the colors before they choose their brand colors. Apart from colors, fonts, as well as images, so there are also some things that non-designers might want to take note of when designing their graphics. So which is this acronym I came up with is called BASS, BASS. So B is balance. Alright, so when you want to design something, make sure that there's a balance to the whole graphic. And then A will be alignment. So alignment will actually be aligning your content such that it's not all over the place. So let's say we are intending to make it all to the left. Okay, you want to make it like all to the left, so you must align your text, everything to the left, and then you have to balance it out maybe with an element on the right, so there's a proper balance to it. Okay, and then the S will be scale. So scale, well, we have to play around with the size of the image. So you can have like a typography hierarchy. So let's say it's gonna be a headline, right? So you have to scale the headline up big so that people will read that first, and then make the font, the body text smaller. Yeah. So there's like scaling, playing around with scale. Okay. And then there is also space. Okay. So whenever you are designing something, make sure that there is enough margin at the sides, and there's enough space in the whole graphic. So try not to put too much content into the design. Yeah. So that it's easier for people to read. Yeah. So they know where they should look